for today. We can be the leopard, a hip and hunting dog. We can be the leopard, a hip and hunting dog. We can be the leopard, a hip and hunting dog. We can be the leopard.
What is going on, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Middle Seats Podcast. I am your friendly neighborhood TolerTalks, and I'm joined by the terrible two, Generation Offended and Loomar. How are we doing, gentlemen?
Woo! So good, man. How are you doing?
Bet you are a fucking Spider-Man fan.
I do.
Loomar,
like
what about you? Are you just as excited?
I mean, I'm trying. I'm fucking tired of shit, man.
I'm surprised you're still like sitting upright at this point. We're just going to see you
Midnight
fall
Club, woo!
So we do have a little bit of, I guess, a special announcements, I guess. So you guys obviously know what I look like, and if you've been watching Loomar and his like weird nightly shouting profanities at Halo on a live streaming, you know what he looks like. But none of us know what Generation Offended looks like. How about we solve that problem right here and goddamn now?
Oh, ready? Are you ready to go? I don't know. I'm worried.
Ready.
This might
Let's
change.
get ready to rumble.
What is that? What the fuck is that?
Hey, how's it going, everybody? I know. Oh shit. Right, here we go.
First time on camera, already fucking
First
things up.
time,
That's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, I know. I lost my grace. Yeah. Well, I'm ready to steal the show from everybody. We got the new handsome host here.
Oh, okay. Now,
Yeah,
you remember who the
Sorry,
OG
I'm
was,
sorry.
man?
I'm sorry. I said this was gonna happen, man. You wanted me to get on camera.
My balls dropped before yours did. Okay, so let's just put it out.
Yeah.
Well, in case if people were wondering, there was this film that almost made $1 billion over the weekend called Spider-Man Brand New Day, and that's what we're going to be going over. Loomar and myself, because we're actual film critics, we put out reviews on it already. Generation Offended is still fucking around with the boys for whatever reason. But how about we start? Well, we just do this because you are the biggest Spider-Man fan. Like Offended, I hail to you.
Gay.
You're the big Spider-Man fan here, so why don't you lead us off by telling us what you thought of the film, both positive, negative, whatever your final thoughts were.
Okay. I think in a word, I would call it gaudy. Very gaudy. Like
We're talking like gaudy,
like not like all show, no substance. Like there's nothing
Flashy.
beneath the surface. Yeah, very flashy.
Okay.
Very bloated. You know, they're really trying to get as many characters and as many recognizable names into the story as possible, because I think Marvel's lost all credibility and they know it. So their goal is to now like, all right, we're just going to shove as much shit into this film as we can to get as many eyes on it as possible and do as much fan baiting as possible, and that will sell the movie. So I think that's essentially what this movie is. It's just a big commercial for Marvel in general. Like there's not a lot of like, I don't know. Yeah, it's just not a lot of substance. I think they do a lot of damage, especially to Jean Grey. Like, oh, sorry, spoiler warning, guys. Jean Grey's
Oh
in the
yeah,
movie.
yeah. There's gonna be spoilers in here. If you haven't seen it yet, you're fuck out of luck. Okay.
Yeah. If anyone didn't know that it was Jean Grey, it's definitely Jean Grey. And yeah, they completely ruin her character. Completely character assassinator. It's very unforgivable what they do with her character. She's like terrible all the way through. She's a murderer. She's a terrorist. She does terrible things, and then at the end we're just supposed to kind of get over that. Like she, the power of love makes her a better person. All this shit, we'll get into it anyway. In terms of actual storylines with Spider-Man, I think that it was a mistake to bring MJ and Ned back into the plot. I think they were a complete waste. They didn't do anything for the story besides they're just Peter Parker's emotional crutch. They don't have any goals themselves. They don't develop. They don't change. They clearly don't know what they want to do with these characters anymore, other than just guilt trip Peter Parker with them. And in terms of Peter himself, I think there was some cool angles. They did a good job of bringing him back down to the street level Spider-Man that everyone loves and show his hardships. But another problem is that because the story is so bloated, there's so much going on, they don't fucking clip it off. They don't like have any fulfilling character story for the main plot line, which is his hybrid form, right? He's turning into this
like a man
arachnid
spider almost.
yeah. Well, that happens in the comics, and the movie's
Correct.
clearly leaning on that, but they don't fulfill it. He gets these little spider waves of turning into this monstrous character, and then they just hit it halfway home, and then they drop it at the end of the movie. It's like, okay, all right,
Well, speaking of spoilers, just going back to what you're talking about Jean Grey. Well, we didn't spoil it.
No, we didn't.
Somebody at the premiere did. I don't know if you folks, our audience, have seen that clip yet, but if you haven't, here's this fucking retard telling God and everybody who's in the film.
All the characters in the film you're aware of, and without spoiling anything, who is your favorite or who are you most excited to see?
You know what?
Mm-hmm.
Jean. I like Jean.
Okay. And without spoiling anything,
What an idiot! Oh, what a loser!
I love how the interviewer is like really shocked and really tries to bring him back and like, I mean, did you misspeak? You know, is there
What do you do in that
you're trying to say? And it's like, no, I loved Jean in this movie, Jean, and it's like, oh, okay.
He just said Sadie Sink, and he didn't. He just said Jean, flat out says Jean. I forgot her fucking music, so let me go ahead. I continuously do that. It's entirely my fault. So, well, we got offended, the Spider-Man aficionado, however the fuck you say it. I don't know. It's real late. We got his opinion on the film. Loomar. Well, what about yours, man?
There was so many. I would say this is a film that has so many good, interesting ideas, but again, it's just so bloated that it doesn't really give time to let everything breathe. And because it's like, I wanted to see more of Michael Mando's Scorpion, I wanted to see more of Tombstone. You know, you had that whole montage of his rogues gallery. That could have been its own film there. Like, all of these villains are tired of losing, they form the Sinister Six, their own version of it at least, and they take him on. And then, you know, him and Punisher, I like kind of the little small conversations they have where it's like, despite how radically different they are, they still kind of bond because they've lost so much and they can sympathize with each other. I like that stuff, but in terms of the whole kill and no kill stuff, I think that was barely even a thing they touched upon. And it's like, why even have the Punisher in the film at that point? Jean, they did not do anywhere near enough to get me to sympathize with her at all. Damage control in a lot of these superhero games, and especially the Spider-Man games, there'll be some sort of task force that if you break the law, you enter restricted areas or something like that, they'll try and hunt you down. Damage control, that could have been like a good spin on things. They're helping Spider-Man hunt down villains and taking their tech, and then he disagrees with them on something and they decide to hunt him down as well. That could have been its own movie. Like, there's so many things that could have been their own movie, but they went with this instead.
That was my biggest complaint too, was that it was overstuffed, and I did not like, which is something I'll go back to you, Offended, to talk about here in a second. The selection of Jean Grey being the antagonist. She's always, I mean, she's at least been like an anti-hero. Like, she's been very self-serving in the comics before and kind of had her evil arcs, but she's never been an outright evil person. She's never been a villain per se, and so to see her just come right out the gate here and be the antagonist of this entire film, I was like, that just didn't make a whole lot of sense to me. And just like both you gentlemen said, you know, we touched like Man Spider. You know, when I saw the trailer, I was like, shit, like, I don't know as much about Spider-Man as you do, but I got the gist of it. And I'm like, Man Spider is a really cool storyline, especially if you saw Spider Noir. It was touched on a little bit in there, and I'm like, that would be like, it's horror. So of course I'm on board, right? But then it just goes away. It gets touched on a little bit. It's there as a plot, little bit of a plot device, and then just nothing. So, Offended, let's start with you here. I mean, the hot topic is Jean Grey. Do you think that she fit organically into this film, or do you think that like her I can see you shaking your head even though I'm looking at the fucking camera. Anyway, or do you think she was just shoved in here kind of as a segue to what's coming next?
Yeah, definitely the second one. No, she doesn't fit at all. I mean, Jean Grey in the comics has little to no interaction with Spider-Man. Probably, like, you know, if she does, it's, you know, in a very small manner or degree. In one of these big crossover stories, never do they hang out. Never do they really communicate with each other. So to have her in his story doesn't really make much sense in terms of like the comics. But it also doesn't make much sense from the fact that Spider-Man has the biggest rogues gallery out of all the Marvel characters, right? So it doesn't make sense to bring over another hero from the X-Men to shove her into the villain role of Spider-Man story. Like, there's so many guys you could use. I mean, that they still haven't used in the movies yet. Like Jackal would be a perfect plot line to get started with. I mean, with him, you got the whole clone saga, which is an awesome, famous storyline in the Spider-Man
Where's
universe.
Black Cat?
Black Cat?
Where's Black Cat, dude?
I was gonna say that too.
Black Cat?
Yes. I mean, you had this opportunity to get rid of MJ in the last movie. Fucking get her out of there and then get Black Cat in, who it meets Peter Parker or Spider-Man's need for affection because she's not a normal woman. She can handle herself, right? But the reason he can't be with MJ is because she's fucking a weak woman. But Black Cat, not the case. So it would have been a great leap off point for his character to be kind of alone in this dark place and be kind of desperate. And then he meets a criminal who tempts him to do bad things. And then he's spending time with the Punisher, who also is like living on the moral knife's edge. And then he's turned into a fucking monster. And then the whole movie could have been about his question of morality and who he is and being a monster and what is being a good guy and yada, yada, yada. Because all these characters are testing his morality, but they had to bring it back. They had to fucking talk to Ned again, talk to MJ, and like, fuck off. And then you had the whole Hulk in there. Like, Jesus Christ.
Well, see, that's what I thought we were going to get, is we get that sequence on the rooftop of him and MJ and the man spider. That's what I'm just going to call it. I know it's not what it is, but come on.
It is. I think people call it that. Yeah.
The man spider instance that he has, like, he holds her over the rooftop and all that, and you see that little flicker. You're like, oh shit, right? I just feel like they could have played with that a little bit more, and they didn't. It was just like a slight inconvenience to him that even disappeared when it needed to. I couldn't help but notice that when he's carrying MJ for the first time, his webs are perfectly fine. When not 10 minutes before, they were shooting all over the fucking place. So I just thought that was weird.
Yeah.
It is man spider, by the way. I think that is the term they used for his
Okay.
like spider hybrid version. Yeah. Which is like what you were saying with the horror thing. Like, it's just a werewolf story, right? He's turning into a spider wolf thing.
I've seen some of the comic panels. It looks gnarly. I'm like, dude, I play Marvel Rivals too, and they have a skin of him in there, and I'm like, that looks horrifying. Like,
Yeah, there's a really, I don't think it's a great comic book run, but there's one where the Jackal like infects all of New York with the same kind of thing, and they all turn into these like spider creatures. Like, everyone in New York gets Spider-Man powers, which is really bad, and then they all turn into these spider hybrid things, and he's got to fight a bunch of them. Anyway, bad run of comic, but it's cool to see them. Like, they are cool looking creatures. They are interesting. They got like multiple legs, and they got these pincers that they attack with. So yeah, a whole brand of storytelling that they have not gone with that would have been cool, really interesting.
well, I noticed that. So Loomar brought this up, talking about Scorpion and the Rogues Gallery and all that. Again, I'm going to press the issue with you on this one, because I know quite a few, like, Spider-Man just devouts or pissed off. Tombstone gets like 5 frames in this film. Did that like really irk you? Like, I mean, you guys go at it. Like, I don't know much about this. You guys tell me. Like, did they do Tombstone dirty here?
I mean, for me, I'm not a massive Spider-Man fan, but I know a decent amount. So it was really nice to see Tombstone in it. And, you had all of these other little side villains that he's been fighting over the years and stuff. And it's like, they've got really cool comic book, not 100% accurate, but, more comic book styled uniforms and that. And it's like, besides Scorpion, they're not in the film anymore. It's like you went through so much effort. Like Tombstone looked amazing, you know, and they got, you know, they got the same guy who voiced him in Into the Spider-Verse. They got the same dude because he's African American who has albinoism, and they got him back to actually play him in live action. He's put
representation.
He's bulked up, and he's put on a good suit, and he looked amazing. And then it's like, he's in it. He says like one line of dialogue, and he's in it for 15 seconds, and that's about it. Like, again, I feel like this should have been like a street level Sinister Six kind of vibe, but they went with Jean Grey for some reason. It's very annoying to see that much effort just be for nothing, basically.
Yeah.
I see. I didn't know he was that big of a deal. I mean, do you want to expand on that a little bit, Offended, since you're the big comic fan?
I mean, like, I think, like, I think I agree with Loomar. I don't think Tombstone's like a huge villain, so I wasn't like gutted when he didn't like show back up. I mean, I agree that why put him in the movie if you're just gonna show him for a scene? It seems kind of wasteful.
Yeah, that's kind of more. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
more
like,
what I was going for.
yeah, I mean, again, it's this problem of like just jam as much as like. They got the hand in here too, but like, what the fuck? Like, it seems so out of place. So you have the hand, you have Tombstone, you have the Scorpion, you have Jean Grey, you have the Hulk, the Punisher, Peter Parker, of course, and then MJ, Ned. Like, am I missing any? Oh, the Hulk. I didn't say the Hulk. Like, so we got like 9 major characters in this movie that are not besides Peter Parker, MJ, and Ned. The rest of them like should have more or less their own story going on. Like, you shouldn't have them all together. Like, if Spider-Man's gonna fight the Hulk, he should fight the Hulk. It should be about that. Or if he's gonna fight these like smaller villains, like Loomar said, it should be like a street level story where he's got to go up against you know, a crime syndicate. Like the Kingpin's got, you know, Tombstone, and he's got the Scorpion working for him, and then he's got to deal with this monster issue he's got in the movie. But yeah, I just way too much going on. The hand is like really did not fit the having the damage control guys controlling the hand at all. That just did not fit their characters at all. They're like, oh, they just need some guidance. It's like
trying to find an on-screen element to tell people who Tombstone is. So it's this individual here, which I guess he does. He shows up for like 5 or 6 frames during the montage, and then just goes away.
That's pretty much it. That right there.
Yeah,
like,
I want I want to make sure people knew, because he comes and goes so quickly.
Yeah, Spider-Man webs him to the wall, and that's it. He's out of the story.
It's wild. Well, we've been extremely negative, kind of starting it off. I know, right? Middle Seats listeners, it's totally surprising that we've been pretty much nothing but negative.
Of course.
We'll start with Loomar in the bottom. Name me what you think was the most positive thing about Brand New Day. What was the best thing that they did?
Ooh.
1 hour later.
I'm just trying to think of the best one.
2 hours later. 3 hours later.
I don't know what it is, but it feels like in the previous trilogy, whenever he's web swinging or he's fighting people or things like that, he felt kind of weightless. It felt like it felt kind of stale, his movements and his web swinging and his fighting and things like that.
It felt kind of video game like, didn't it? Like, this kind of the way it looked.
Yeah, in this one it feels more weighty, it feels more brutal. They did the thing that I really liked in the Amazing Spider-Man films, where when he's falling down, you're seeing the air ripple off his suit, and when he's swinging, it feels like the momentum makes sense. It feels like they put a lot of effort into like making sure that when he's going up, the gravity is affecting him and things like that. Just the creativity of the fight scenes and that, I think they did a better job with this one.
So production, okay, I would agree with that. Yeah, the production is pretty clean. Yeah, there are some moments where you're like, that dude's definitely on a green screen, but for the most part, the
like
movements at least look natural.
Yeah, obviously there's some parts that you can tell they're on a green screen. Like whenever he's web swinging and he's with MJ, like you can tell they just kind of stood in front of a green screen, and because they're just not really moving that much with the momentum. But when it's just him and he's trying to get through the city or he's fighting someone, yeah, I think it looks really good. I think they did a really good job of that.
Okay. I will go next, so that way we let Offended go last, and you can't pick from anything that we chose. But I'd like to go next too, because I have a hot take. My favorite thing about Brand New Day was Tom Holland.
Boo this man!
I think he delivered the most nuanced, or arguably the most nuanced Spider-Man we've ever seen on screen. And here's the reason why. Okay, I know we spent 2 weeks ago, we shit all over the Odyssey. But if there's one thing Christopher Nolan is a great mentor, and he is really good at working with either aspiring actors, young actors, or veteran actors. They all seem to kind of come away with something from his production. It does not surprise me that Tom Holland's asked for Brand New Day to be delayed so that he could work on the Odyssey with Christopher Nolan, and then he turns right around and he delivers a performance like that. I thought he was, for the first time, I have never been in his corner before. I've never liked his version of Spider-Man. I'm a Tobey Maguire guy. I was like, holy shit, this kid is delivering on the emotional beats. Like, you could just tell, like, he cares about the character. He wants to be there. I mean, when he was putting on his costume and stuff, like, you saw him, he was built like a motherfucker too. Like, he's really, so he really put himself into this. And so I would argue, and my community can feel free to go, set the rope up on the tree all you want to, and attempt to hang me, but Tom Holland was my favorite part.
I can agree with that. I to be honest, I think Tom Holland has always tried to put his A game in. It's just the scripts haven't been as good. I mean, there's a reason why a lot of people refer to him as Iron Man Jr. because they just put him far too close to Iron Man and the Avengers and stuff like that. But yeah, I agree that this movie, he's been isolated from everyone else and he's just doing things by himself, and he really nailed Spider-Man. I can agree with that. Yeah.
Offended? What you think, man?
I mean, I agree. I always liked Tom Holland's version of Spider-Man. I mean, I think in terms of his acting, he's brought his A game. I don't think he's ever been a weak link of the story or the acting portion of it. I don't dislike his version of Spider-Man either. Like, I know people really dog on him being, like Loomar was pointing out, like him being the mini Tony Stark, and I think they leaned into it a little too hard. But where he's at right now, that's fine, and it makes sense. I think like how they had to bring him into the plot and how they made Tony his like mentor and all that. I think it kind of makes sense that he would gain all these things from Tony. But they've brought it back now, so I think that's fine. They've kind of reset him a little bit. And to be fair, like they did 2 Spider-Man, guys just before him. So they kind of had to change it up a little bit, right? You can't just bring him back again. you gotta add some kind of difference to make him stand out from the other 2.
You can talk about how good Tom Holland is all you want to, but until he does this, he will never ever beat Maguire. Okay, that's until he does that, he's not beating him.
What's he saying? It's like, can you take all of this? So he starts dancing. Like, yeah, I do love Spider-Man 3. I think it's a great masterpiece of a film. My favorite part of this movie, probably, I think the most enjoyment I got out of it was when he sneaks back into his apartment. He wears the girl's clothes by accident. She's like, "Is that my clothes?" And he's got like Juicy on his ass.
This is the one character that the Marvel level humor works with. This is the one. Yes.
Yeah. No, I thought that was actually like really well timed. It was really funny. It kind of reminded me of like the Tobey Maguire era of Spider-Man, where he's like really struggling and he's in all these awkward situations, like in the elevator. He does that in Spider-Man 2 or 3. I can't remember. I think it's 2. When he loses his powers, he's got to take the elevator down. So I like that bit. So that's like a good individual moment.
Would you just say the humor in general was pretty good? Like we've all bitched on and complained how Marvel just shoves just this stupid, wacky, over the top Taika Waititi fucking cringe humor and everything. Do you think the humor in this film worked? Because I do.
I think it was toned down a little bit, which was good. And although maybe it's just like it's kind of hard for me to judge because my theater was dead. Like not in terms of people in it, but like nobody laughed like at all. I laughed.
Oh,
I was the only person laughing at some of the jokes. So like, yeah,
I'm sitting in the center of the theater, just like.
I don't mind laughing if no one else is laughing, but yeah. So I don't know if it like hit that well with the audience I was with. I didn't laugh as much as I think they wanted me to. There was a few bits where I was like, yeah, that's really funny, like the juicy part. But I was glad to see that they toned it down a little bit. And the other thing I want to say I liked was how often he was wearing his mask. He was always wearing his mask.
Oh, and the eye holes now too. You can see his eyes through the I think little details like that is cool. You can see his eyes through the white, the mask or whatever. I thought, and then they did a couple of shots of him, his face in the mask. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it gave me the Batman vibes. How he's mostly in a suit and you can see his eyes through his mask and shit like that. It gave me that sort of vibe to it.
Well, let's do a fun exercise. We just talked about. I mean, we all agree that Tom Holland had an excellent performance in this film. So I'm gonna count down from 3. When I get to 1, I want all of us at the same time to say who we think was the worst actor / actress in this film. All right, we ready, gentlemen? And then when we get through saying it, Offended, I want you to start off explaining why you chose who you chose. All right.
Okay.
All right.
Right. Okay.
Worst actor / actress on 1. 3, 2, 1. Sadie Sink.
Zendaya.
I said,
okay.
I maybe.
I was
Ned.
torn between the two of them, but
okay. No, you said Ned. Go. Why do you think Ned?
I mean, I don't know. I just like. I think Ned's kind of the weakest part of the. I think Ned's kind of the weakest part of the movie in terms of like his whole character. I don't even think should be in it. I don't think it like demands a lot of him. I'm not saying he brought a terrible performance. He's just Ned. But he doesn't have to get emotional or do much. Like he's just kind of there. I would say Sadie Sink. I don't think she does a bad job acting.
I'm going to justify my position.
I'm going to agree with you. I can see where you're coming from. I'm just going to say I'll give my second as Sadie Sink because she's just Max. She's just Max again. I don't know if that's her fault. It might be the fault of the director or the writers because she just seems like she looks the same. She talks very similarly. Her mannerisms are the same. So I guess it's a bit of both. But yeah, it just came off as straight. Like me and my girlfriend were saying, it's just Max. We called her Max the whole time. I didn't call her Jean Grey. It's like, what do you think, Max? It was like, no difference.
Hey, Loomar, I'll jump down to you. Let me justify my position since we're already on Sadie Sink. Yeah, I love Sadie Sink. I think out of all the Stranger Things kids, I think she's arguably the most talented. A matter of fact, folks, if you haven't, I'll put some clips on screen. If you haven't seen The Whale with her and Brendan Fraser, it is an absolutely fantastic film. Has my stamp of approval. I think she was very talented, great performance there. But just like Offended said, which I get the pointing wrong.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, just like Offended said, I don't think it was necessarily her fault. I think the production was like, hey, you're like really good at this one thing. Like, do you think you could like do it again? And she was just Max. She goes back to this like this brooding, dark shithead teenager vibe, and I just it doesn't even really go with Jean Grey either. Like it was a weird take how she was written, not only how she was written into this, but then how her character was written too. I'm just like, no. I don't like, and I love Sadie Sink. I do. I think she's a great actress. I just did not like what she did here. Loomar, you have the most rhetorical one. Why don't you tell us why you don't like Zendaya?
I mean, maybe this is just fatigue at this point. I don't know. It's like they'll get to a scene and there'll be like a really emotional moment. And it's like, Zendaya, now you can act. And she'll do a good job, I think. And then it's like, okay, you've done the emotional part. Just like be there in the scene. And then I don't know. It's like a resting smug face or something, like a resting like bland
Resting
face.
Zendaya
I don't know
face.
what to call it, but yeah, it's just. I don't know. You're probably right with Sadie Sink. I'm just like.
No, stick to your
fatigued
guns.
at this
I agree.
point.
I didn't like Zendaya either. I've never liked her version of MJ. As a matter of fact, they had a better MJ in this film. Sadie Sink.
Yeah, fair.
I just don't, and it's nothing to like. No hate against Zendaya. I said this in my review of her. I'm not going to shit on her. She seems like she's a relatively nice person. You know, when she's doing interviews and she's off camera and all that, good on her. I just don't like the way that she does things. I feel like she's a young Tessa Thompson. She makes one of one face. That's all she knows how to do. It's like, hey, Zendaya, smile.
I think that's fucking rude.
That is a bit
so
harsh.
mean.
Yeah.
That's way too mean.
Why
It's
was
not
that too? Why is that too mean?
Dude, Tessa Thompson, come on. It's not that bad. That's terrible. Tessa Thompson's like detestable. Like I said, when she's on screen, I'm like, fuck this. Like, no, I don't want to. I don't watch it.
Well, I mean, she hasn't. Okay, I'll say this: Zendaya hasn't gotten to that like C film slop role yet. Like Tessa,
Yeah,
we all
she's
saw
not-
Men in Black International. We know what you did. Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. It was the same thing. Thor Ragnarok. I mean, I'll run to Zendaya. I'm a Zendaya defender. I'm discovering just because I don't think she's. First of all, I don't think she is as talented as Hollywood's making her out to be. She's not like a fucking A-list actress who can. To be fair, I haven't seen that one with Denzel's son. Apparently, that one's like shows off her acting abilities quite a bit. And I haven't watched Euphoria.
Have you seen the one where she gets gangbanged?
Is that the
tennis one?
The tennis one?
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen that one either.
That's pretty wild. Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, you like that? You like that shit?
I like it a lot.
Yeah, I find that she's been put into roles where she isn't really told to act. Like in the Odyssey, like I defended her there because like what was her job? Show up and look stern, okay? Like yeah, of course.
My comment section hates Zendaya. You're gonna get ravaged.
I don't care, man. I mean, fuck them. I'll take
My
it.
name's
I'll take
Generation
the-
Offended, and I want you to go fuck yourself.
No, I'm kidding, obviously. I get why people are tired of her. She's been in a lot of stuff. I don't think she's as talented as they're making her out to be. I just don't think she's as bad as people are pretending she is either. Like, I get it. You're tired of her. But I'm not going to sit here and pretend that Pedro Pascal's a bad actor just because I'm tired of seeing him, right?
Well,
got
he's a great
talent.
actor.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I think something similar is kind of happening where they're like, oh, he's talentless. Oh, she's talentless. She's got nothing. It's like, well, that's not true. She's not great. She's okay. And
She's a pretty face.
She's put into roles where she's not told that like she doesn't get a lot to work with. I think the Odyssey being my main example. Again, I haven't seen the fucking roles where she's supposed to be really good at acting. But anyway, I think the other point I want to make too is that Anne Hathaway is in 4 movies this year and nobody's talking about it.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
she's actually the top grossing actress of the year so far.
Yeah, nobody's
Worst
like, oh, I got Anne Hathaway fatigue.
Anne Hathaway's hot. Have you seen? I'll find a clip and I'll put it in here for the boys.
I'm aware of how
have you seen
attractive
her?
Anne Hathaway is. Zendaya is attractive as well.
Have you seen her recently?
Yeah, I
Let's
watched
just
the Odyssey.
let's just
We
say
watched
her
the Odyssey.
munitions
'cause she's
stockpile
pregnant?
has gotten larger.
Jeez.
Oh, because she's pregnant. Jesus. Hey, well, you know, I'm fine with that.
Mommy.
Yeah, I'm just saying. There's maybe a double stand here. If you don't like the Zendaya, that's fine. I think, yeah, I get it. Zendaya fatigue. I understand it. I'm just saying, it's not terrible. I think she did okay in this movie.
Your Honor, I object!
And why is that?
Well, I think you're kind of conflating too, because because Zendaya is playing massive roles in really big blockbuster films. Did you watch Devil Wears Prada too? I already know the answer to that question. You didn't. Neither did you. Mark. I like you did. That film wasn't made for us. Whereas like Zendaya, she's in Dune, she's in Spider-Man, she's in the Odyssey. Like, you know what I'm saying? Those are big blockbuster films, and she's everywhere. I mean, Devil Wears Prada 2, which, by the way, the marketing fucked up on that. Why they call it Devil Wears Prada 2? It should have been The Devil Still Wears Prada. What the fuck were they thinking? Anyway,
They should
that was
hire
a,
you.
yeah, that was a female film. None of us watched that shit. Like, so, but
Yeah.
Go ahead. What?
No, I mean you're right. Yeah, the difference is that the quality of like the praise of the films, right? Like she's in huge blockbuster movies, whereas Anne Hathaway's in lesser, like not as noticeable films. I agree.
Yeah, she did another project. I don't know what it was called. What was that film called? She did like I'd say like an artistic endeavor, I guess you could say.
Where she bangs that young guy.
Wait, what?
She bangs the young guy. There's that scene where she's like, she's like, I'm old enough to be your mother, and he's like, but you're not, and they start fucking.
I thought that was
was
Nicole Kidman. She was the one that was getting fingered banged by the.
No, there's two.
One?
There's two of them. Yeah, that's the same thing. Apparently, I saw a stat recently that like older women are getting with younger men on a way higher level now. I don't know if it's just a wave. It's happening. The mommy wave is coming.
Well, as men, we should be detesting that, saying that's disgusting because women do it to us when we're older men dating younger women.
He's out of line, but he's right.
Well, holy shit. Okay, so she did Mother Mary, The Devil Wears Prada 2, The Odyssey. She's doing The End of Oak Street, which I think comes out this month, and then Verity. Mm-hmm. So she's been in 5 films this year. I would say only more. I would say only 2 of them, or Devil Wears Prada 2 is noteworthy, but we didn't watch it. So really, The Odyssey is the only big, like, she's in front of everybody. So yeah, but anyway, Anne Hathaway aside, so Spider-Man Brand New Day brought about a bunch of brand new things. Where do we think? Let me see how I want to put it. We're talking about spoilers. So did you actually stay till the end credits? I'm assuming you did.
Oh my god, the one time I fucking do. What a waste of time. I had to piss so goddamn bad. And it was a complete waste of time. I could have left. And I'd been fine. I was dying. And
so the story behind that, folks, is when Offended and I first started doing this podcast, one of the first films we talked about was Sinners. And he started going on about how some things didn't make sense and he felt like the story didn't conclude. And I said, oh, well, did you happen to see the post-credit scene? He goes, post-credit scene? I'm like, yeah, they tie up quite a few things after the credits start rolling, and he didn't get to see it. So we're here like a year and a half later, and I'm still giving him shit. He's gonna be in his deathbed here. Like,
why would I stay to the end credits of fucking this shit film?
I'll be dead texting you from beyond the grave.
Yeah. It was such a shit post-credit. People were like, oh, it makes the movie so much better. Like, shut up. No, it doesn't.
It didn't make it much better. It just kind of like wraps some things up a little bit.
I guess, yeah.
And
so both of you guys did see the post credit, right?
The little
Ned,
the toy, the Ned thing.
Loomar, why don't you start me off, because I have a feeling Offended will have an answer since he's a Spider-Man fan. What do you think that scene was about? The track, like, what was that?
Well, it's like the trackers detecting him. There's something going wrong with trying to track Spider-Man down. So it's obviously going to lead into Doomsday and the whole multiverse stuff. And
but hold on, he hasn't been confirmed for Doomsday.
What did he say?
He will be.
Yeah, I feel like one of those surprise ones they throw in there. Like, Hugh Jackman's going to be in it, but they haven't confirmed him.
Are you sure that's even Tom Holland's Spider-Man? There's been speculation that Andrew Garfield may be making an appearance for Secret Wars.
I know Tobey Maguire's been leaked to have been in it. I hope they bring dude. To be fair, I'm really surprised Sony hasn't done their own I know they're doing a Tobey Maguire movie, but I don't know why they haven't done a Garfield third one. I thought the direction they took his character in No Way Home was good. Or was it No Way Home? Was it the one? Yeah.
Just one of the home ones.
Yeah.
And everything. Well, Offended, do you think that's what's happening? Do you think that obviously the tracker goes to somewhere in the middle of space, not far or not long after the events of the film? Do you think that tracker is Tom Holland's Spider-Man that got transported up there magically? Or do you think it's another Spider-Man that may have entered our atmosphere, similar to how Fantastic Four entered the atmosphere of the Thunderbolts film?
I think there's no way that they're not going to bring all 3 Spider-Man back for this movie. There's just no way. They made so much off of bringing those 3 guys together. They're definitely going to do it again. It's like, oh, Peter 1, Peter 2, Peter 3. People love that shit. They're going to definitely do it. And if they're going to bring the X-Men cast back, Then they're gonna have probably a cute little moment with Hugh Jackman and Tobey Maguire, right? They're gonna get a little like, hey, we're the originals, we're the first guys to do it. Yeah, I think that's what it's definitely leading to.
I think the speculation has already arrived. If I can find it, I'll put the clip right here.
The credits scene hints at the return of an off-world Spider-Man.
Oh, really?
It does.
Cool.
Do you know anything about that?
I do not. First I've heard of it.
So it makes you kind of think, which I like Andrew's version of Spider-Man, and I think arguably the best scene of No Way Home was him redeeming himself and saving Holland's version of MJ. I thought that was a really good character moment. But I agree with you, Offended, that they really didn't build off of any of that. We just go right back to Holland's story, and he's kind of reliving, or recounting all the events that happened. So
there's no way they're not gonna tee off with that and get more money out of it, and more fan baiting. Like, this is the fan bait movie. They're gonna fan bait as much as possible.
To be fair, I mean, he might not even know, because apparently Ryan Gosling, he's gonna be Ghost Rider, and he shot scenes for Avengers Doomsday, but they've now been switched around and they're gonna be in Avengers Secret Wars. So even if Andrew Garfield is returning as Spider-Man, he might not even know which film he's supposed to be in. So
okay.
Well, do we think so? Obviously, Spider-Man it's already a success. Let's be fucking honest with ourselves here. If I'm not mistaken, I'll try to put the screenshots on screen. That Spider-Man Brand New Day actually beat the domestic opening of Avengers Endgame.
Yeah,
which
that's pretty crazy.
Is wild. I mean, is this film worth that? Like, let's pose this question. Because we've all had issues with what happens in Brand New Day. What do you think caused this phenomenon? Like, this thing almost made $1 billion, and not a holiday weekend, a 3-day weekend. With Thursday previews, we get what I'm saying. A regular weekend almost made $1 billion. Do you think it's because the film is that good? Do you think it's because people have been so hungry for a good superhero film that they're like, fuck it, Spider-Man delivered last time, he'll do it this time? Like, try to explain it to me. Like, why do you think this happened?
I think it's just brand, to be honest. I think Spider-Man is just one of those movies, you see it and you're like, oh, I could probably jump into this one and not really have to know that much about anything else. I mean, because it was like you said, it was mental, the amount of... I went to the earliest screenings we had was on Wednesday, and I had to go to the fourth newest one, because the first 3 were completely sold out. And I went to the 6:30, I went to 6:30 p.m. and it was again packed. Like, all of those screenings were just packed through a Wednesday. And that's it's because it's Spider-Man and people like Spider-Man. They've known this Spider-Man for nearly 10 years now. Well, actually, about 10 years, because he was in Civil War. And people just expect a fun movie, even if it's not the most amazing one. So maybe it's just brand appeal at this point.
Well, you're talking about brand appeal, and I can understand you saying this is the same Spider-Man we've had for the last 10 years. But you talk about brand appeal, nobody does brand appeal better than the most popular comic book superhero of all time, and that's Superman. But yet his film barely even broke even, if it did at all. So is it really about brand appeal, or do you think people are just hungry?
I don't think Superman is the biggest brand superhero at the moment, and for a while now.
Maybe not in film. I'm just talking about of all time. Superman has always been at the top of the list.
I think Spider-Man is definitely a more profitable character. Think about the video games, think about the comic books, think about the movies. Yes, comic books, I don't really know the numbers for, but Spider-Man blows them out of the water when it comes to video games and film.
Yeah, Superman, I think, had one video game done that sucked. I would put you up against Batman at that point in the Arkham trilogy.
Yeah, I mean, Batman and Spider-Man are much more comparable characters in terms of wealth and what they can rake in and profitability. Like,
yeah, we're both on the same like path. Superman has blown Spider-Man out of the water with close to 600 million copies sold in comics, where Spider-Man is only about 380 million. However, Spider-Man is more from a total global merchandising and licensing in video games. So
yeah,
we're on the right track there.
I mean, like, Superman existed for like 20 years before.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but when
I
comics,
don't even like Superman. I fucking hate Superman. I just love how popular he is as a comic book character.
I'm not a huge Superman fan. Like, I respect the fact that he's the first superhero. I'm not like, I never read his comics. I don't, I never really like looked forward to his films too much. I have a what do you want to call it? A sick enjoyment of Man of Steel to a degree, even though it's not a great film.
I love Man of Steel, and to a certain extent, Batman v Superman, because I think Henry Cavill absolutely fucking killed it.
Yeah, I mean,
that dude,
guilty
he has
pleasure.
been
Guilty pleasure is the word.
He's been done so dirty by Hollywood. It's crazy.
We know your man crush on Henry Cavill, okay? It's
I've already said in the previous video.
Hey, stop! That's gay.
So you think this film has done $1 billion because of the brand appeal? I mean, do you agree with that? Offended, or do you think, like I said, I personally think people have been hankering for a good superhero film for so goddamn long that we're finally like, oh, Reliable's here. They went and saw Spider-Man.
That was it. I think that was what I was gonna say, is that, like, because I was talking to my buddy about this, and we were talking about how like fan baiting and like bringing in the money, there was no bigger event than bringing in Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, right? The hype around the last film was massive for this trio to get together. I think what the difference is that when No Way Home came out, Marvel was still, it was rocky, but like had some level of credibility. People still defended a lot more, and there was a lot of shit coming out around that time, right? Because you had the Multiverse of Madness right after it, like came out like a few months after, and so it was during that like Marvel period where they were just pumping out shit and you couldn't get enough of it. But now they've slowed it down and it's not as reliable, and people are waking up to it. So yeah, maybe it was just like kind of good timing where you have this shit spot for superhero movies where nobody likes to go see them anymore, and then it's like, yeah, we have a reliable brand. Like, everybody loves the Spider-Man movie. They like the character. He's likable. They don't fuck him up as much, and yeah, so I think that's it.
Do you think Brand New Day beats that number you see on screen?
I can't really read it, to be honest.
I'm sorry, I may have to like zoom. The number
1,921,000,000.
Almost $2 billion. Do you think Brand New Day beats that?
I mean, they're starting off really strong already.
Yeah, I mean, in this one weekend, they've like done nearly half of that. So,
I mean, yeah, I could see that. I could see it taking off. In any case, what it doesn't really matter if they beat it, as long as the fact, like, what this is shown is that a Spider-Man movie is really all you need. You don't need to do a Captain America versus the Red Hulk. You don't need to do the Eternals. Just do the fucking what people want, which is a Spider-Man movie.
Listen to the Spider-Man fans say, look, all we need is more Spider-Man films.
Yes, that is what you need, though. Evidently it is.
Well, the reason why I asked that is, I mean, box office obviously isn't the determining factor of if a film is good or not, but studios very much care about how much films make. And so I guess we can end this conversation. This has been a brisk one. This has been pretty damn good here. We can end this conversation by saying this. I mean, Brand New Day is probably going to hit 2 billion. Okay. What lesson would you gentlemen like Disney to learn from this? Obviously, I think Disney's going to turn around and go, hey, let's try to replicate this as many times as possible. But if they don't do that, and you could write a letter to the CEO right now and say, here's the lesson you need to learn from this film and you need to fix it, what would it be?
Punisher should have shot Jean Grey again.
Which I have a problem. Hey, I'll let you finish that, but I have a problem with that. Okay, this is, and I didn't say it in my reviews, but this is the Marine in me. He shot a 50 BMG. There's no shot in hell. No shot in hell that bullet doesn't pass through Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Go into her and out her too. That's a 50 BMG.
I would argue that his skin bone density and all that stuff would argue you can make an argument that it shouldn't really do that much damage to him because he can take a punch from the Hulk. You know, if you can take a punch from the Hulk, then you can take a lot.
Bullshit, it looks to me like the best part of you ran down the crack of your mama's ass and ended up as a brown stain on the mattress.
I don't care, superhero or not. Even if Wolverine was out here, if it's hitting soft tissue and not the adamantium skeleton, it's going through his body.
I still just think, man, he can get knocked through walls. He can take a punch from the Hulk. The Hulk is like.
I didn't say it would kill him. I'm arguing the ballistics of the round. I think it's bullshit that the round hit his body and stopped. Ballistically speaking, and the big military crowd that are here on my channel, let me know. But that round should have went through both of their bodies. I just thought it was wild how it did.
If he was a normal person, I agree. Yes. If it was her the other way around,
How tall are you, Private? Sir, 5'9", sir. 5'9". I didn't know they stacked shit that high.
I mean, we talked about to do a flashback of the boys. We talked about how Black Noir shouldn't have gotten stabbed in the head by the Deep, right? Because the blade should be bouncing off him. If he can tank around from a minigun, then a blade shouldn't pierce his skin, right? Remember that? We talked about it. We all agreed.
Yeah, you've got a point. If he fights the Hulk, then yeah, a bullet probably shouldn't do as much damage.
Yeah.
Look at the highlighted part. Talking to a firearms expert here.
I
Come
can't
on,
read
guys.
it. It's too small. It means nothing.
All
to
right,
me.
so it says realism. A 50 caliber bullet's kinetic energy and penetration power far exceed what Spider-Man's enhanced physiology could counter. Even if his muscles were denser, the bullet's size and speed would still cause massive tissue destruction and likely fatal damage. Then it goes on to they say the comics, Spider-Man's survival from bullets depends on evasion, armor, or special circumstances. Without those, a 50 caliber hit would likely be fatal.
I'll be watching you.
I didn't argue that it would be fatal. He's been shot and killed in the comics before. I've seen it happen. But they're actually referencing the whole thing. Punisher in the Ultimate Comics shoots Spider-Man.
Civil War.
No, in the Ultimate Universe.
No. Yeah, sorry, you're right. I was thinking of when Punisher brings him to the hospital. That's Civil War reference.
Yes. Yeah, but in the Ultimate Universe, he shoots Spider-Man, and then I think he jumps in front of Captain America. He saves Captain America's life, and then he goes and fights the Green Goblin, and then he gets killed. And the Punisher is so guilt-ridden over this, he gives up his whole thing and he hands himself in. They're just copying the comics. I agree that the 50 caliber round should kill him.
No, I don't think it should kill him. I think that regeneratively speaking, I think maybe Spider-Man survives. My issue, I don't care if he doesn't die. My issue is I'm like, he throws his body in front of it, and I'm like, let's be honest with each other. It would have hit her. It would have went through her and then the wall too. Get the fuck out of here.
If it's going through his skin to make him bleed, it probably should come out and hit her as well. Yeah, I'll agree with that.
Golly, offended? Like just up here, just putting dukes up over a fucking like. I got it for B&D, brother. We can meet up. I'll show you.
Well, I mean, you could shoot me if I was Spider-Man. I'm not.
No, make myself clear. I wasn't talking about shooting offended. I was talking about he and I could go out and do some target shooting. I could show him. Like, good.
Why didn't he just push her out the way?
Yeah. Well, that would be brave. You gotta sacrifice yourself. She needed it.
Even your doggo agreed with that question. Good question I asked.
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, before we sign off, I've had some beef that I wanted to get off my chest too.
Ooh.
About this film, that we haven't addressed yet, which is, first of all, the scene with the Hulk. Okay, so the marketing around the Hulk coming to the movie was huge. They were really putting a lot of money into the Hulk being in the movie. The Hulk's in the movie. He's in the fucking movie for like a minute. The fight is like a minute long, and it blew my mind. Sorry, I'll take that back. It didn't blow my mind. I knew that was gonna happen. It aggravated the shit out of me because I knew it was gonna happen. I was like, oh, they're gonna do it for like a second, and he's gonna go away. And then the whole thing, how it even happens, is ridiculous. He's like, so the Hulk's got Spider-Man. He's gonna kill him, right? Essentially, he's in a death grip, and Spider-Man's like, Bruce, it's me, Peter. I'm your friend. No, you're not. You met him once. You lied to him about your name, and you had okay. And then even if that was like, you could say, oh well, he's brain wiped, and that's why they didn't remember. He knew Peter from before. He didn't. He never met him before that. So the first time they met was in this movie, and Peter lied to him about his identity. So he wouldn't know his name. and he probably wouldn't recognize him through a fucking mask. So that whole calm down bullshit, that didn't make sense. And
I mean,
we've seen this
technically,
before.
technically,
Go ahead,
they met in Infinity War when Peter saves them from being crushed, but that was only like 10 seconds.
Right. Did he have
Just
his mask
technical.
on? Yeah. Sorry. Well, thank you. No, you're right.
Yeah.
But like, they've never really interacted.
No, they're not friends. No.
No.
Well, and this isn't the first time that Marvel has done this. Do you guys remember Captain America Brave New World last year? How the Red Hulk was all over the marketing and popcorn buckets and cups and stuff like that, and he's in maybe a minute and a half of the film.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's the same thing. And again, with the fucking, like, you have a normal guy fighting the Hulk again. Why? Why the Punisher? If you're gonna get anyone else to fight the Hulk, get a fucking bruiser. Get somebody who can actually tank him. Brutal idea. Like, stop getting normal dudes to fight the Hulk. It just doesn't work.
And I do like what they did with him, though. How they made him scary again, like the scene you're talking about where he's holding him. You see how huge his hand is compared to Spider-Man. I'm like, oh shit. You know, I mean, I like them Edward Norton. You know, Edward Norton fucking Hulk films where he's just like this big brooding monster. But straighten her back out. Loomar. So yeah, obviously this film is going to be a success. Again, if you had to write a letter to the CEO of Disney of something that they should fix in a future film, what would that be?
Just stop trying to make like all of these, because it's like Ant-Man. It's like you're not expecting something huge from Ant-Man. But like Ant-Man 3, you're delving into the multiverse, you're dealing with Kang the Conqueror, you're setting up all these future plot lines and shit, and it's like, don't do that. Just bring it down a scale. You know, this one is, as much as I hate what they did with Jean and that whole plot line, at least it's like comprehensible, and it's not something you're gonna have to remember like 5 films from now and shit like that. Yeah, just go a bit more back to basics. Stop making your movies like so convoluted with like these heroes that people want to get invested in. Just bring it down a notch. Save all that shit for the Avengers. Don't be having it in solo films.
I agree, and you just said something back to the basics, and the first thing I thought of with my point, which kind of bounces off of your point, is keeping these stories self-contained. Okay, I don't need half your film to be alluding to what's going to happen in the next film. Okay, I don't need all these tie-ins. Make it self-contained to make sure all the plot lines get tied up very nice and neatly. But on your comment of back to the basics, remember that original string of Avengers films, right? Like you had Iron Man. Iron Man was a very self-contained story. There was a few little nods and stuff like that about what could happen, but we didn't know he was tying into a greater universe until the very end when he's approached by Nick Fury. You're like, oh shit, like something's getting ready to go down. So that would be kind of what I would say to the CEO of Disney, is that I'm here to watch a Spider-Man film. Make it about Spider-Man. I don't care about X-Men. I don't care about Jean Grey. I don't care about what's going to happen 6 months from now in another film, right? Like this is not a tried and true strategy. Disney's been doing this for years. How you have to watch this TV show or watch this film to understand that this thing is going on. Make things self-contained. Make them self-contained to make everything wrap up nice and neatly.
Yeah. Can I complain about one more thing?
You're the Spider-Man. You're the Spider-Man fan. Go ahead, dude.
I know we were gonna wrap up. Last thing, I really fucking hated Yelena being in this movie.
That's something I didn't touch on.
Yeah. She didn't need to be in the movie. She didn't need to be in the film. But on top of that, she's fucking talking down to Spider-Man, man. Like, god damn it. She's like, "You are small potatoes. We deal with the big stuff." It's like, hold on. Your team, excluding Sentry, who's like a problematic god, excluding him, Spider-Man could take on all of you, kill her with a finger, and then deal with greater issues than they ever could, and has a greater history and reputation in the world's community than they do. No, I mean, fuck off. Seriously, she's a woman. She's a non-enhanced woman.
What do you got against non-enhanced women?
Yeah. And the
Man.
whole team is made up of a bunch of Captain Americas. I complained about this before. There's 4 Captain Americas, right? You got the Red Guardian, Bucky, who's essentially Captain America. You got a Captain America knockoff, and then you got literally Black Captain America. So Spider-Man can take all of them. He can defeat all. They're like his goons. They're like, you know, like he fights them straight level guys. There's a complete joke to say that, oh, they deal with the big stuff, and then he fights the Hulk by himself in this movie.
I kind of saw where they were going from in that, because the new Avengers aren't necessarily just sheer manpower. They're also a political symbol. They're involved in the federal government level and dealing with world-ending threats. I get what you're saying. I also kind of see what they were doing in the film. I just thought it was, I'm glad you brought this up, because kind of doing this hip pocket late night thing, I completely glanced over Yelena. The thing that bothered me about it is she just nonchalantly just shoos it off. And it's like, excuse me, Yelena, this is a case about a young woman whose sister was kidnapped when she was younger and tested on. Does that not hit a little close to home for you? But she just immediately dismisses it. It's like, oh, you know, it's small potatoes. It's
it's a problem that's been in every single, whether it's Black Widow, Hawkeye, or Thunderbolts, or this movie. It's like it seems like there's 2 different writers for her. One of them is, it's this traumatized woman who was kidnapped when she was a child. The only family she's ever really had is a bunch of other kidnapped children, and the adoptive father who was kind of the person who tricked her into being kidnapped and turned into a weapon in the first place. So she kind of love-hates him, kind of love-hates her sisters. She feels like a terrible person. She wants to do good, but she feels like there's not really much of a redemption for her. And I mean, that was her whole arc, basically, in Thunderbolts, was her finding a purpose that isn't just killing. And then it's like, there's another writer who walks into the room with the shitty ideas, and it's like, why don't you have her be quirky and funny?
Yeah.
It's like Hawkeye, she's there to kill him because she views him as the person who got her sister killed. And then she's just having banter with fucking Kate Bishop and talking about clothes and, oh, your techniques are terrible. Shit like that. And then in this one, yeah, exactly. There is a young girl who was kidnapped and killed, and you know, it's just really annoying to have her in a plot like this, and she's just being some quirky woman in a Russian bathhouse who pretends that's her office.
You're
so
saying her office is in a
dumb.
Russian bathhouse, and it's like, yeah, why are we not taking this? This is supposed to be the new leader of the new Avengers, right?
Oh,
and not only that, I don't know
she's
if
the leader too. God damn it.
I don't know if you guys
you
noticed
can-
too. Go ahead.
Well, the thing is, you can make this scene work. Just get rid of Yelena, replace her with Alexei. He's kind of more of a nonchalant, like, he wants to do it for the branding. He wants to do important things that people recognize instead of, you know, all this other, like, kind of lower down shit that no one cares about. Have him be in it instead. He's still got contacts. He's part of the Avengers. He's just, you know, he likes to go to the bathhouses and just relax and drink and shit like that. And he's like, oh, come on, Spider-Man, I'll talk to you for a few minutes. Just have him be in it instead. Just get rid of her, put him in, and that would have solved. Like, it would still be annoying, but it wouldn't be as annoying as it is with her.
Or just cut them out entirely. Just don't put them in there.
Yeah, or
Doesn't
that.
make any
Yeah.
sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Really, sorry. I was
No, I was
going
going
to
to say, did you guys happen to realize that you can get what you were going to say, Finn? Did you guys realize that, what have we been calling her? Yelena, right?
Yelena.
What do they call her in the film multiple times? Black Widow.
Black Widow, yeah. This is Black Widow too.
Yeah.
They trying real hard. It ain't going to work, baby. She's not my Black Widow. Hashtag.
Well, just like how calling Falcon Captain America still feels like a joke. Yeah. Again, 2 people who are not enhanced on the Avengers and are leaders of the Avengers, and then the other members are like fucking just a little bit extra strong because they're super soldiers. That's your team. That's your world-saving team. Terrible.
Hell, you just said some slight there. They're kind of super. So I mean, Bucky and Captain America are kind of on the. Come on, Cap not just led the Avengers, he led all the universes and planets and shit against Thanos.
Yeah, I'm not saying no. Captain
Spider-Man fanboyism down.
No, Captain America hits his personality. He's not the heavy hitting guy. Like, yes, he's capable, but he's surrounded by fucking literally a god, the Hulk, and Iron Man, who's essentially a tech god. Like, all three of those guys are heavy hitters that can deal with big threats. Captain America's not that guy.
Just need some time, man. You put your misogynistic tendencies aside. I understand completely what you're saying. It is kind of odd right now, but maybe they kind of tie that up. Although that's the thing, though. If Yelena is the leader of the new Avengers, how's that going to work in Doomsday? I could not imagine her, because everybody folded under Captain America's belts when it came down to the Avengers.
He's inspirational.
I don't know how in the fuck they're gonna pull that off with the Elena. Hopefully they don't do that.
They won't. I don't think they will. I think they're gonna go back to Steve. I think they're gonna go. Steve's gonna pull him back into. Yeah, he's gonna show her the ropes or something. You know, he's gonna teach her how to be a fucking leader, right? That's what it's gonna be, right? She's gonna take notes from him. Because I don't think she's a good choice at all, especially because A, she's not enhanced. B, she's not a good character. C, she's a fucking terrible role model, leader, not inspirational even the slightest.
She's hot. That's about it.
She's pretty, Florence Pugh. Woohoo.
She's, in my opinion, she's too good for this shit now. She's just way too good to be this Marvel crap.
Yeah.
So. Well, I've said everything I need to say. Gentlemen, offended. Did you have anything else in that arsenal of yours over there you want to bring up?
I think I could go for another hour, but I'll hold it up. Poor
Loomar's like swaying in his chair over there, man. It's like it's midnight his time.
No, tell Loomar's gotta go. I've said my piece. I got my big.
I mean, I can still fucking talk about Punisher if you want to talk about Punisher, because that annoyed the piss out of me.
Wait, Punisher was in this film?
Oh yeah, right.
I thought it was Shane from The Walking Dead. Cue the let me tell you something.
You know,
right, go ahead.
They did not do enough to have him in this movie. It's like,
dude, he holds him back. He does nothing but fuck up.
So it's like, I will say, I liked how much of like a simple, like basic person he is in terms of living. Like, he just lives in an old derelict factory, and he's like, you want chili? I made chili. And it's like, don't eat the chili, it's gonna be shit. I like that sort of stuff. And like I said before, some of his small little conversations that he has with Peter, because they've had similar experiences, I like that. But it's like, they don't do enough with their conflicting philosophies. You know, he can just go anywhere he wants. He just drives around New York and he walks around New York and no one gives a shit. Yeah. This is a mass murdering maniac. And like a month ago, they had the Punisher short film where he massacres a whole apartment complex full of people. And it's like, no one cares. No one cares about the Punisher just walking around doing day-to-day life.
I think it'd be like interesting too, because like obviously these characters have a lot of media attention. Like Spider-Man's reputation is shown at the end of the film. How would people feel if he was hanging out with the Punisher? Right, that'd be a huge slight on his like personal rep. It'd be like, you're hanging out with him. Like, what the fuck? Do you condone mass killing? Like, that'd be a big question.
Yeah, I do not buy for a second that this is the only person he can come to. Like, I know he's a loner and he doesn't have that many kind of personal allies, but he's Spider-Man. People, you know, even if they don't remember Peter Parker from over the years, they remember Spider-Man. He could go to Doctor Strange. He could go to the, you know, Yelena's in this movie. He could go to her. Daredevil. You know, he could go to so many different people to try and
go to the
help
Avengers.
With his issues.
Go to the Avengers.
Yeah, exactly. Talk to Yelena. Have the Avengers look after MJ or whatever. Don't go to fucking Punisher who is completely contradictory to your philosophy and just be like buddies with them. It was so infuriating. And it's like Punisher shot him at the end. Punisher made a mistake, and in the comics, there's a lot of times when he accidentally shoots someone, or he thinks he's killed an innocent person, and then he contemplates killing himself, and it's usually just, oh, it was a setup, and he didn't actually do it, so he keeps going on instead. But, like, he actually did shoot. You know, it's like you said before, in the Ultimate comics, yeah, it's the same thing, and it's like, that's not going to get touched on.
No,
the next time the Punisher appears, he's going to be slaughtering people, no hesitation, and it's like, oh, fuck you.
Yeah.
But
I think the other
he
thing
really
too,
annoyed me.
Well, the other thing too is that, you know, he gets possessed by Jean Grey, shoots two people who he would consider innocent, and that just never comes up again. Like, he's just fine with that.
No. Remember, you can't remember when she possesses you. You don't remember what you did.
Oh no, I understand that, but he would be aware of what happened. They would tell him what happened, right? He'd be like, "Oh my god, I got shot." And like, so what I'm saying is, she possesses him, shoots two innocent people. He's aware of this, and then still could forgive her, right? Like, just because in this fucking, like, it's off screen, you never see them interact. He just ends up at the hospital, and he's like, "Oh, that Jean Grey, she's a good kid." It's like, what? No, she's not.
The start of the movie, he was gonna blow up that tank, and then we find out later that it's just some innocent janitor who was mind controlled. You could have a whole movie about the Punisher struggling in this world where he's not sure who deserves to be punished, because it might be mind control, it might be some sort of tech making them do it.
Exactly.
But no, there's so many cool ideas that just gets fucked out the way so they can do fucking Jean Grey's shitty story.
Let's say, I'm a big Punisher fan. It may or may not have anything to do with the fact he's also a U.S. Marine. I don't know. It might have something to do with that. But I'm of the same mind. Yeah. What we did get, I loved. The thing is, we didn't get a lot of it. I like the banter back and forth between the two of them. I like the different outlooks on life and how to deal with criminals, and just that friendly banter. As corny as it got at some points, I was like, you know what? I kind of like, you know, Punisher being hard-nosed and Spider-Man being a little more on the light side of things. But I agree with you, Loomar. They just kind of dangled it in front of us and then never really, you know, sent it home. And then at the very end too, I don't know what it is about taking hardened heroes or traditionally stoic men, which the Punisher most certainly is, and finding some way to humanize them. And they didn't just say it once, they said it twice. How the Punisher cried in Spider-Man's hospital room. And I'm like, you know, does that sound kind of stupid in a way? Yeah. Well, the superheroes or their heroes crying. Yeah, but like, bro, this is the Punisher. Like, this is the guy who doesn't give a shit. Like, so if he's the one, like, you know, if he's the one who's crying, nobody's off fucking, you know, off the table. So I didn't like that. And John Bernthal, you know, he does this Shane thing. Whatever. I don't hate his version of Punisher. I just think he's one-dimensional. His acting, what he does, his one-of-one thing he does, works here. It doesn't work everywhere else. But yeah, I don't know.
Well,
I'm of the same mind.
He's made completely useless in the plot. He doesn't do anything. Like, everything, he fails at everything. He's supposed to protect MJ. He immediately leaves, gets possessed immediately, shows up, aggravates the Hulk, doesn't help. And then he shoots Spider-Man. That's his role in the movie, is to be a complete obstacle for Peter.
And run like a bitch from the Hulk.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, why is he put up against...
That was so dumb. Like, the Punisher is such a tactical person. He looks at everything and he makes a plan for it. And he's told, point blank, I seem to be the only person who Jean can't control. And it's like, should maybe Peter go and find Jean then, seeing as how he's the only one she can't control? No, he's going to go instead. And then he immediately gets possessed. And it's like, you just introduced these grenades that can seem to, you know, push back on the Hulk a bit. You could have had it be like the horror of an ordinary person trying to take on the Hulk. And he's got to, like, cat and mouse it, and he's got to skulk around and place grenades in tactical spots to... you know, not even defeat the Hulk, just keep him occupied so Peter can take on Jean. Like that. That would have been better.
Yes.
But no,
Yeah.
it's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been a lopsided fight, but yeah, Punisher could totally take Hulk in certain arenas that he determines where everything is set. If it's like a one-on-one fight in the street, Punisher's dead as shit.
It's
But
like
in a tactical environment, he's got a
in
chance.
yeah, it's like in the Arkham games. I think it's Arkham City when you have to fight Mr. Freeze, and you've got to skulk around, and you've got to find like specific areas you can explode that damage him and like allow you to defeat him. You could have Punisher skulking around the offices, trying to remain silent, stay away from the Hulk, and then he gets those little grenade things and he puts them on certain spots, and then he attracts his attention. Hulk runs, it explodes, and like knocks him into the next floor or even out the building. Maybe he's buying buying Peter the time he needs, but they don't do that.
Why do that when the power of friendship can end this fight?
I mean, they did that in the first Hulk movie with Polanski. Like, you see a normal guy go up against the Hulk, and it's in the bottle factory or whatever, and and they do a really good job of setting up the intensity of the situation, how much danger he's in, how in awe of the power he is, right? I think that was something the movie did really well. The last thing I want to talk about how this movie really should have been over in about 2 seconds with Jean Grey, with her abilities. How did she not possess the what's his name, the guy from Severance there, the black guy, the main bad guy.
Which that's the thing in itself, by the way. They actually let a black guy be the big antagonist.
The damage
fucking
control
wild.
The damage control guy. Why didn't she just possess him immediately? She could have waited around for him to when he got inside his job. He could have been crossing the street, getting off the bus, however he gets to fucking work, and she just gets into his mind.
Well, the janitor in the fucking APC, whatever it was, they worked at another damage control building. So instead of taking over a fucking janitor, take over an executive. And then when there's a meeting or something, or using the knowledge that the executive has, just, take over the dude.
Yeah.
And she doesn't even need to be there. Technically, Jean doesn't need to be anywhere near New York City.
No, she just needs to hop. No. She just needs to hop to the next person.
I want you, how about this? Yeah, I don't want to keep going on too long here, but this is something I brought up in my spoiler review today that just really confused me. So, explain to me like I'm 5, okay? How did Jean take over MJ? Remember they have their little NYC, like a little run, whatever the hell. Spider-Man traps her and like the helicopter dude, whatever. He gets to MJ's apartment. When the fuck did Jean take her over? When did that happen? And how?
Well, to be fair, I was a bit confused about that as well. But so obviously she has to hop between each person. But then she can just sever the link, and then she could take over like a different chain of people. So one of the things I've seen is when he's like trying to take on, like she's parked, like she's nearby MJ's apartment, and then while he's chasing after the helicopter and he thinks he's stopped that chain, she's then cut that chain off, and then she's just possessed MJ like when she's near the apartment.
But then why do the race? She's already there.
Because she's a fucking sadistic cunt.
Yeah.
This Jean Grey she is not an anti-hero. She is a fucking sadistic.
She's a fucking asshole. Yeah, I
she
agree.
is so horrible. Like, I was watching on Twitter, like I mentioned it in the Discord. She makes that construction worker just walk out into the road and get hit by the car for no reason whatsoever.
Just because she's an evil piece of shit.
Well, not even that. She quite, like, the most sadistic thing that she does, and I'll let you get your explanation of this just momentarily. The most sadistic thing that she does is she possesses MJ. She allows Peter to be vulnerable with her as she is MJ. And then, this is the most fucked up part. She takes MJ off the ledge, lugs herself off, and then pulls herself out of MJ's body so MJ can see herself falling to her death.
Yeah.
Bro, that's fucked.
And she knows about Peter's mutation, so she knows he won't 100% be able to catch her because he's struggling with his powers. And she does it anyways.
What do you think, Finn? In your head, how did she get in MJ's body?
I think Lumar's right. I mean, I thought the I thought the funniest part was on a little side note here, we're just gonna talk about how fucked up she is. She has this nice flashback with her sister in the park where they're like supposed to be teaching each other how to use their powers, and it's like a nice little like just a nice little moment. We're just gonna hang out, and then they're just possessing people. That's like their fun time together. That's her fond memory of her sister right before she died, was like, hey, oh, we were possessing people. That's what we're doing. Just have a little fun. Like, can you imagine? Okay, so let's say I'm Jean Grey and you guys are my friends, and I'm telling you about my sister, and it's like, oh yeah, she died a few years ago, and you would be like, well, what were you guys doing when, like, how'd that happen? And I'd be like, well, we were sitting in the park and it was just a beautiful day. And then, you know, she showed me how to use her powers. It's like, what's her powers? It's like, well, she can possess the minds of people and then fuck with them. Like, that was all she was doing. And then, yeah, she fucked with a bunch of people in the park, and she waved at me from the distance. And then she got kidnapped and murdered, justifiably. And they try to kill me too, because yeah, why wouldn't you? I'm a psychopathic murderer who could possess the minds of innocent people and run them into traffic and throw them off ledges of buildings because I'm angry and I'm too stupid to use my powers when I could just like get into the building innocently and without hurting anybody. But fuck it.
I like when you were doing like your female voice. You were like doing like this with your head and stuff. Like, which correct me if I'm wrong. I am an X-Men fan, but again, I'm more fluent in DC. We can do that all day, every day. Sarah Gray is not a psychic. If I'm not mistaken, her powers is that she's able to unlock the powers of other people. She's not a psychic like Jean and Charles Xavier are, right?
I'm not a big X-Men guy. I don't know enough.
Let me check that. Because I feel like this. My girl even brought it up because she's an X-Men fan. She's like, I don't think that she does that.
I'm just kind of curious. Like, I'd imagine they won't touch the Phoenix thing anytime soon. But if they do, what's the Phoenix gonna do to make Jean worse? like what is it gonna make her nicer? Is it like, you know, gonna bring up this, is it gonna be like the Phoenix is gonna possess her body and it's like, whoa, I really got a hold of a psycho here, let's tone it back a bit, let's because ironically nothing it could do would be any worse morally, you know what I mean? Like, all she could do with the Phoenix is just kill more people. She couldn't do worse things, really.
Yeah, there's some versions of Sarah Gray. I don't know which version they're using in the film. She's not a psychic, and the primary version of Sarah Gray that you see in the comics is mutant free. She's a regular human.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just thought that was kind of odd. I'm like, two sisters that happen to have the exact same powers. That's a coincidence.
I mean, yeah, what a very small crime in the terms of continuity errors. This fucking film.
Oh yeah, like it's just something that irked me because I'm like, I know who Jean Grey is, we all do. But when I went to go look up Sarah Gray, I was like, I don't know anything about this character. So, but yeah, I feel like we've been going on for about an hour and 15 minutes now. Do you guys have any closing arguments, closing statements, anything like that?
I think I will be voted the most handsome member of this podcast. I'm pretty confident about that. Let us know in the comments down below if you're watching this. Tell them it's me, because we've been talking about it for ages. Totally thinks it's him. Lumar is probably right. It's probably Loomar, but I think it's me.
Yeah, all I'm going to say in like the argument of who's most handsome is that, you know, but only one of us has defended Zendaya. So
yeah, well, you know, I just don't think she's as bad. She's a little hate strong, eh?
All right, so that was Offended's arrogant closing argument. Lumars, what's yours?
I'm just kind of waiting for fucking Avengers Secret Wars where they just reboot this fucking universe, because yeah, I want these, because it's like they just keep adding shit into these movies that are just so bloated, and I just want more basic stories at this point. It's like Hulk. Did we really need the Hulk? Sorry, another tangent. All I'm gonna say is, if you get Keith fucking David into your media project, you better fucking use him instead of putting him narrating fucking tarantulas for 30 seconds in the background and then not having him in the film.
Yeah, that was a
Get
really
rid
weird,
of get rid of Hulk. Get rid of Hulk. Get the arachnid specialist Keith David in your fucking movie instead.
Agreed.
That's all I'm gonna say.
That was a really weird cameo. I was like, why is he?
Yeah. It was so... I said that in my video. It's like they got Keith David to do this because they weren't sure if they were going to get Mark Ruffalo back as Hulk. And then, like, maybe it's like halfway through the movie, they did get him back. And it's like, oh, let's just give him the lecture scene where he explains, like, gene, like, the Spider-Man genes and shit like that.
Who's Keith David supposed to be?
I don't know. He just narrates a fucking spider video for 30 seconds and then he's just kicked out of the movie.
He was in some of the marketing. I think he narrated one of the trailers or something like that. But yeah, he's too big of a, I'd say an actor, but too big of a voice to have to just do nothing with. So, yeah. My closing argument is very simple. It seems like all of us here on the panel liked Brand New Day to a certain capacity, but we also admitted that it has specific failures. So my closing argument is just a request for the folks who followed us for this long and made it to the end of the video. If you have anything you want to add to it, let us know in the comments section. All three of us are roaming around there at certain hours of the night. So, and always, be weary that if you do say something, it might appear in the next podcast, which we didn't read comments this time around because we took a break for 2 weeks. We didn't. Actually, we reacted to the Avengers Doomsday trailer, and I had all kinds of fucking shit going on that I just haven't been able to edit it. So yeah, maybe that'll make an appearance. We'll talk about.
Come on, put it out. The people want to hear what we had to say. Do it. Give the people what they want.
But from all of us here at the Middle Seats Podcast, thank you all for tuning in, and talk to you here soon.
Bye. I love you.
I always stare off at the camera like, hey, we're ending this, so that way I can fade it out, and you always see something at the end, and then I just
ruins it.
No, it's okay.
I know it's still in it. We're still doing it. We're still recording. It's crazy.
If you enjoyed this podcast, make sure to subscribe to the channel and check back each week for a new episode. On behalf of the Middle Seats, thank you for watching.